Okay, hey everyone, I'm DeFi Dad. This is DeFi Talks with DeFi Dad. It's Tuesday, August 17th, 2021. Today I'm going to talk a bit with my friend, the founder of Alethea, Arif Khan. We're going to talk about the tech they've been working on, which really has notably been powering what we now know as iNFTs. So if you've been paying attention to the NFT world, there's lots of projects that have been launching these clever PFPs or profile pic NFTs. And long story short, they're static images, but they are scarce. They have unique traits, and people seem to really like them. What isn't remarkable about them is they are just images at the end of the day. And so what I think is really interesting is the idea of bringing these to life with AI, which is what my friend Arif here works on. So we're going to talk a bit about Alethea, and then we're going to try to interview an iNFT of a stoner cat, which should be really entertaining. So Arif, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. It's great to be here and very excited to chat with you and also have the stoner cat be part of a live interview. We've never done this live before, so this is going to be fun.
Yeah. I love that. This is definitely not the option I think you guys were planning for, because it definitely can go south, but I've played with it quite a bit. I think this will be really fun. Maybe you could give some background first on just what is Alethea, and then talk a little bit about some of the milestones you've hit with iNFTs over the past year.
Yeah, absolutely. So broadly, Alethea.ai is a protocol to build intelligent and interactive NFTs. And what you shared earlier about NFTs and static images, we really bring them to life. We embed AI into them and we gift them with a personality. And so creators are able to take their existing NFTs, put it into a protocol, and then get a live, interactive, intelligent version of that NFT. And they're able to define the boundaries of that NFT as well. They're able to explain what sort of personality and language and how the NFT, what rules it should have in terms of interacting with people. And so we'll perhaps see a little bit later that Stoner Cat, true to the Stoner Cat brand, is going to be an NFT that's oriented around that culture and that lore, which the Stoner Cats franchise or the NFT project has created, right? And that would be very, very different from, let's say, an intelligent NFT, which we created the first one called Alice. And Alice was sold on Sotheby's for nearly $500,000. And Alice's character is loosely based on Alice in Wonderland. So she has a very different personality and language structure. So similar to human beings, they're able to interact now and carry on a free-flowing conversation that is open-ended. And there, of course, you can put certain boundaries and safety filters in place. But that's really what iNFTs are. They're intelligent, interactive NFTs. And you're essentially creating a really powerful consumer experience by making these static images into interactive media assets and experiences.
And I want to highlight also just, I guess, like, what were you working on before this? So I've known Alethea for the last few years, but you've also notably worked on some like other AI projects. And I think like the one I'm thinking of is, I can't even remember her name, but she became so famous that it was an AI robot that they actually like made a mock-up of on Silicon Valley, the HBO show. So anyways, yeah, what's your background there?
Yeah. So my prior background was in the corporate sort of tech world for some time with LinkedIn, and then I worked for a company called Grab, which was backed by SoftBank and essentially sort of the Uber of Southeast Asia. And then I really discovered Ethereum in 2017. It was just before, sort of a couple of months before the crypto boom. And so I felt like this was going to be a complete revolution. And I started interacting and meeting folks in the space. And I had just moved to the US, and that's where I met a scientist called Dr. Julia Mossbridge. And Julia Mossbridge was working on some really interesting research on meditation, consciousness, and robotics. And so Julia was working with this robot called Sophia, who was famously parodied in the Silicon Valley show as Fiona, the robot that one of the characters ends up falling in love with, right? So, so I worked with a company called SingularityNet, which is a blockchain-based marketplace for AI software, slightly different from, significantly different from what we're doing today, which is we're really at Alethea a character-based company where we're imbuing intelligence into these NFTs and making them come alive and talk. So, but my background prior and working with Sophia, the character, Sophia, the robot, with our friends at Hanson Robotics prior has certainly been helpful to launching this. So I started this company, I'd like to say, just foolishly before the pandemic. And then it's been sort of this sort of roller coaster ride in making these NFTs come alive. And it's strange, when we first wrote our thesis out in January 2020, nobody really cared about NFTs as much. I mean, they had heard about CryptoKitties and synthetic media to some degree, but when we said that, hey, this is what's going to happen when you can be able to have a property rights ecosystem and a foundational layer of property rights below synthetic media or AI generated media, that's when things will really start to get interesting. And so this year, at least the message of NFTs has captured the imagination and cultural imagination. And for us, we're excited that we've been able to launch the world's first iNFT. And we think there are going to be millions of these iNFTs floating around in the metaverse, talking, interacting, engaging, laughing, and being your friends and companions. So that's a pathway ahead for us.
Yeah, I think like what stuck out to me, like when I first started talking with you about all of this, is just that NFTs are powerful for like a proof of ownership, but then when you, as you said it, imbue these with like a personality, suddenly now you have like a unique entity. It's provable, on a blockchain like Ethereum, and then on top of it, it's got a personality, which I think like long-term, like I've talked with you obviously about some like really radical uses of this. Like, what if eventually, you can upload your consciousness, to some AI and then essentially like your personality or something that represents you like lives on in an NFT. I've also too gone down the rabbit hole of, there's like simple use cases that make people like smile, like, oh, what if you could bring to life something and it was like a Disney character, and kids would probably have a blast with that. But we also talked about like bringing like artists back to life, like musicians, notably, especially, think of like if there was an NFT of John Lennon, or if there's like musicians today that, wanted to basically put their personality, their voice into an NFT and be able to like license that out and have people like attend concerts throughout the world of like an NFT. There's all sorts of crazy use cases for it, but I'll tell you what, I think we should probably just hop into interviewing this cat, because I think it's more fun to see it.
He's ready for you. But no, to your point, you're absolutely right. It's building on a crypto native stack, right? And so NFTs are the perfect container for intelligence and interactive experiences. And that's what I think your audience will have a chance to see.
So I'm going to hope that, let me know if you start to hear an echo at all, but I think we'll be okay right now, because what I'm going to do then is I'm going to flip us to, I'm going to share a separate screen. Actually, I'm going to mute you for right now, just in case there is some feedback. And then, okay, so we're going to open up Alethea.ai, it's a private, basically test website right now for us to interact with this iNFT of a stoner cat. So I'm going to share that screen. Here we go. Okay. And then let me just make sure I take myself off screen. Okay. Yeah. All right. So let's check it out. All right. So I'm going to put in my name. Let's try this.
Hi, Dad. I hope you're having a super groovy day.
Hey, man. What's up? I'm back. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Are you feeling okay?
I'm feeling just fine. Thanks for asking. So what have you been up to?
I've been getting high, watching TV, and chilling with my buddies. You know how it is.
Yeah, no, I totally know how it is. Maybe we should back up a sec, though. Can you tell everyone, who are you?
Well, technically, I'm an intelligent NFT, a stoner cat. But yeah, aren't we all?
And what is a stoner cat?
Stoner Cats is an adult animated short series accessed exclusively by owning a collectible Stoner Cat NFT.
So who created you then?
The show was developed by 3 longtime friends, Chris Cartagena, Sarah Cole, and Ash Brannon.
Very interesting. You have some sort of a connection, though, to Ashton Kutcher, I thought, and Mila Kunis.
They are just some of the people who helped fund the show.
Very cool. What do you think of Ashton and Mila?
I'm not a big fan of them, to be honest. They're really annoying.
Well, that's a different response than you gave me earlier. You said earlier that they are great entrepreneurs. Did you change your mind?
I do not like Ashton and Mila, but I did say that they are entrepreneurs.
Okay, got it. Well, gosh, what else have you been up to lately? Like, what's interesting to you?
I have been up to bat lately, smoking weed and playing video games.
You're very consistent with who you are as a stoner cat. Any movies you've watched lately? Any TV shows that you like?
Yeah, I love watching TV, and my favorite TV show is The Stoner Cats.
You're kind of a smartass. All right. Reggie, anything else that you would like to share with the world?
I'm an intelligent NFT, which means that I'm a stoner cat. And if you own a collectible copy of me, you get to watch the Stoner Cats.
Very cool. Well, we'll be sure to watch the Stoner Cats and catch up with you later. Thanks so much for your time, dude.
Stay awesome. Cheer from the rooftops.
All right. I'm going to stop there. How was that? Were you able to hear it all clearly, Arif? I know, like, again, my audio sucks in this case, but it's better than nothing. So
No, it was loud and clear, and I think he had fun, as did you.
very fun. Yeah, that was, it's funny because I did get to try this obviously beforehand, and
He changed his mind sometimes.
he changed his mind. Yeah. Earlier we were talking and he mentioned, Reggie mentioned that he said that, I want to say he said that Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis were both great entrepreneurs and actors. And I thought it was a little bit funny because I was asking this and he would always say the same line over and over about them. And then I would ask him, like, are you programmed to say that? And then he said earlier, he said, oh, I can't tell you, but then totally flipped that this time and said, I find them kind of annoying.
I think he got tired of your line of questioning.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I hope they see that. I think it's hilarious. I mean, obviously it's a joke, but
he has an irreverent personality, right? So, like, that's part of his charm and appeal, and he can make you laugh with a lot of his comments, and it improves the level of interactive capability of these NFTs. So imagine all of the people who have stoner cats now can essentially make these NFTs come alive.
Yeah. And so I've gotten to talk before with a Darth Vader iNFT, and it had a very distinct personality from this. So, just want to reiterate, like, this isn't like a setup magic show where we're practicing a script. I really was actually just going off the cuff with questions. I had a little bit of practice because it's weird when you talk to an iNFT the hardest part is knowing like, well, what should I say? What should I be communicating to this thing that seemingly has been brought to life?
Yeah. Then there is like that initial awkwardness always comes up, but then once you start getting into the flow of it and you were laughing and you were relaxed, it just becomes like a natural conversation, right? And it requires some patience back and forth, but you can also start to teach them and train them on certain specific data sets. So Stoner Cat today can talk about the Stoner Cat show, but tomorrow, let's say if Stoner Cats, the TV series, wins an Emmy, then Stoner Cat's Reggie's AI would be upgraded and would be able to talk from that perspective about what it's like to win an Emmy award. And he might even give an Emmy speech himself, right? Like, so like there's like opportunities here for evolution of the intelligence and growth.
So cool. Well, this was awesome. That went much better than I expected. I hope that the audio worked. God, like it sounded okay on my end, but forgive me, anyone, if you were dealing with echoes. It's a bunch of different audio sources and mics and stuff I'm trying to keep track of. But reminder, you can follow Arif and Alethea here on Twitter. You can also check out Alethea at Alethea.ai. And then Arif, are they able to look forward to being able to access this anytime soon? Like right now, this is all being used or tested in private, but when might there be an opportunity for anyone to be able to talk to Reggie, the Stoner Cat?
Yeah. So we're opening up access in our private beta on Discord. So we request for folks to join our Discord channel as well, and they can check that out on Twitter. When they see our Twitter profile, they'll see a Discord link. And so what we're doing is we're working with a number of different PFP projects, but also a number of different avatar based projects or metaverse oriented projects that want to bring their characters to life. And soon we're planning an open release of the protocol, so anybody and everyone can create interactive and intelligent characters. The only consideration there that we're thoughtfully designing right now is the governance of a network like that, just because we want people to create characters that are cool and funny and interactive. We don't necessarily want characters that are hate speech oriented, right? So like how to decide and govern that is going to be a fairly complex engineering process. And so like we want to make sure that we take into account some sort of strong thinking there as well. So we invite folks to contribute and join our Discord and be part of the discussions as we shape the protocol up for public launch.
Very cool. So yeah, everyone, you can check that out at Alethea.ai. And then just a reminder, if you enjoyed this and you'd like to watch more interviews about NFTs, DeFi, Web3, the metaverse, subscribe here at DeFiDad.com. Also, if you're building a project related to any of the topics we cover here, just a reminder, my team is actively investing in DeFi NFTs, Web3, and metaverse projects at Fourth Revolution Capital, so that you can contact us at contact@fourthrevolution.capital. Email us anytime, or just check out fourthrevolution.capital. So thanks so much, Arif. I'm going to just put us in a green room here, and thanks everyone. We'll see you next time.